Shelly, I have a bone to pick with you. You gave me a talk after lunch. Everybody's full, so they have no excuse. But the blood is digesting food, so people are dozing. So, everybody stand up. I love to dance. I'm African. This is how we do it. Everybody stand up. We're gonna dance. We're gonna shake it off. Right? DJ, that music. Come on, a little louder. Don't stop. Come on. I'll call you up. All right, are you guys energized? All right, I feel like I set myself up, so everybody thinks my talk will be so much fun and he'll be so energized. If I don't make it as a speaker, I'll make it as a hype man. Boom. All right, so all of you have heard the same bio over and over since yesterday, and you hear Winnie Christensen. For those who don't know, my names are Winnie, Mwende, Katosi, Kimeu, Mwande, Mwanawa Mwombe, Christensen. Yes! In the continent of Africa, African names and baby naming is your identity. It's so important. You don't just pick it from a basket. Your name is your identity. It's the essence of who you are. It's some part of the name, it means that you're loved. I'm not playing my PowerPoint, is that what they're saying? Oh. Okay. Your name is your identity, is the essence of who you are. Some parts of Africa, if you have a really long name, it means you're so loved. If you have a short name, it could mean that you have a royal background. Your name could mean I'm from this specific tribe or from this country. And if you meet an African and you ask them their name, a lot of Africans can identify, oh, that sounds Nigerian. Oh, that sounds Kenyan. So it's an identifier. And as for me, my name can be used as an address. So if you go to Kenya and you've heard all my names, they will take you to my grandma's house. It's so true. It's creepy. It's so weird. Yes. And I was born in Kenya, and right next to the Horn of Africa, you guys can see there, right? Something that looks like the horn that is, I was born right there next to the Horn of Africa, and right beside it is Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, and right on top it, yes, she's from Uganda. And right above it, what do we have on top of Uganda? Ethiopia. Ethiopia, they are known as originators of coffee, and right behind it is the country that you find one of the rarest gems in the world, Tanzanites. And people will be asking, what about Kenya? Oh, we are just the country of extremes. Extreme culture, extreme wildlife, extreme farming. I was introduced today as a speaker, but I will revert to my grandma. She was a storyteller, and storytelling is reserved for women. I am not a great speaker, as a speaker that is. I am a storyteller. Storytelling is very important in the continent of Africa. It's passed on as history. This is how you pass on history, teachable moments, and sometimes entertainment. So I hope today I'll pass on entertainment. Maybe you can get something out of it, or maybe you came for the exercise. Who knows? This is how I'll start my story. Before I came to America, I got ready for it. I knew I was coming to America for a long time, and my friends and I, they prepped me. They said, Winnie, we're going to prep you for America. You're going to the land of the free, and you can do anything. And I said, yes, you have to get me ready for America. I don't want to look weird. And for the next 6 months before I came, I practiced my accent. I watched Home Alone. I watched Grease. Yes, I watched all these movies. I watched music video, Channel O. I watched, I don't think Jenny from the Block was the right song for me, but I knew all of them. I practiced it, and Kenya was a British colony, so we had British humor and British English, King's English. I had to change that, and now retrain myself from the African accent and culture and the British one to the American one. Do you guys want to know how you sound to other people? We'll hold our noses and we'll practice English. We'll hold our noses. Hello, how are you doing? My name is Winnie. That's how we will do it. Yes. So when we're growing up, we say water, gal. But that doesn't sound American. But if you hold your nose, water, gal. Sounds very American. So my friends and I, we held our noses for the first 6 months, and when we thought we'd get carpal tunnel from holding our noses, we'd get a tree branch and we'd cover it, and I practiced my American accent, and I was ready for America. That's what I knew I was getting, you know. What are you getting? Can you guys see it? Okay. This is what I saw. This is what I knew I was getting. New York City, Chicago, and all that. Then I got on a plane, and I came to Boise. I saw the cars. Everything is beautiful. Oh, I'm in America. This is beautiful. Then I'm driving. I get to Mountain Home. I think the pilot deceived me. I think I've gone back into the savannah. I'm not so sure. And then I keep going. Oh, then I went to Shoshone Falls. I'm thinking, I think they took me to Zambia because Zambia has beautiful waterfalls. Brought my hype team. And I'm thinking, no, not really. Oh, farming. My dad is a farmer. Maybe, I don't know. I'm so confused. But then I saw the snow, and I thought maybe I'm in South Africa, but I'm not. There's a lot of farming. And I think when I looked at that, I was so scared of America, but then I saw that and I felt my new home was like my old home, and I started feeling a little comfortable, but I still felt a little deceived. 3 years down the road, I watched Napoleon Dynamite. See, that's the movie I should have been watching. Leave the nose holding by itself. I should have been watching Napoleon Dynamite. That is the best representation of Idaho I have ever seen. I should have been watching Napoleon Dynamite. Anyway, now my mom tells me, Winnie, you have to go to school. I got this. I have practiced my accent. I've practiced my grammar. I am ready for high school. I go to high school. I did not know that I'll spend the first 6 to a year. Everybody saying, pardon me? What did you say? Excuse me? What? Nobody understood me. And all my courage I had and all these ideas I had of America were gone, and my self-esteem was lowered, and my confidence was just crushed. Nobody understood what I was going through. I was lost. I was disoriented. And my mom, I'm going to my mom to help me, and my mom says, yeah, it is what it is. You know? And I'm calling my sister. She's like, well, you just need to keep going. You need to keep studying, you know? And I needed help. I needed advice. And so one teacher changed my life. One of the best things that ever happened to me was Cherie Clausen, and I call her all the time. She was a speech and debate teacher. She saw something in me that I didn't see because I was so crashed. I wasn't doing so good in school. And she saw something and said, do you want to do speech and debate? And I said, I don't think I can do it. Nobody understands me. I have an accent. And she says, I have an accent too. That's where I got that from. I have an accent too. And the first time I did speech and debate, I got third in retold story. That was the first time I did it. I went on and I started doing Congress, interpretive, interpretive, what do you call it now? They've changed it. It's not interpretive debate anymore. But I started competing in debate. I got first place. I got third in the nation, but I was a third runner-up. Nobody takes third runner-up up there. I mean, I could pray for the first and the second to break a leg so I could go to nationals, but I mean, that smells like foul play. But I was okay with third, and she saw something in me, and I got courageous. The more I traveled around Idaho for speech and debate, people started asking me about Africa. And I'd get offended sometimes. Oh, do you speak African? No, I don't speak African. Do you guys wear clothes? And sometimes I got too tired and said, no, we don't wear clothes, we just wear coconut shells and sisa fiber, and we just dance around like people in Hawaii. So, but then I realized people were interested, and they would believe we just wear coconut shells. And so I thought I shouldn't play with their mind. They're really serious about this. So I started educating about Africa, about the cultural aspect of Africa. And then it was an Archimedes eureka moment. I found myself. My confidence was reignited. Did you get it? Ignite the fire? My confidence was reignited, and I found my niche, and I started teaching people about Africa. Before I know it, I was in high school, and I was teaching elementaries around my area about Africa. I had found it, and it was good for me, and it was good for them. I went on to college. Well, I kept out, this is what I would ask people what they know of Africa. Country of Africa, Nelson Mandela hangs over there. There's some masks, some drums, some animals, some pyramids. So it was up to me to divide that to 54 countries and some islands over there. And I didn't mind it because I had found my place. I went to college and I kept teaching about culture. But then college is something else different because immigrants and refugees that come into college, they're considered adults, and they're considered that they already know something. Nobody is there to guide them like I had a teacher to guide me. So that means you're coming from Africa, or wherever you're coming from, whichever city or transfer, they want your GPA to be high. You have to figure dollars, not Tanzania's dollars, because the dollar is equals to $10 in Kenya. The school fees is $7,000. That is 1 million or 2 million Tanzanian shillings, and they can't afford it. When they start the education, the conversion is different. You want to give up, but you can't give up because the village had a fundraiser and they sent their kid to America to study, so you cannot give up. You cannot afford a mental breakdown. And if you don't find that one person to help you, you're doomed, or the right company to help you, you're doomed. So here I am, educating people and encouraging people about, culture and all this. But there are people who are having a hard time adapting to the continent. They didn't move to one village to another or from one country to another. They moved a whole continent, a whole culture. Their nose holding won't help them either. The professor won't give you extra credit because you speak so well with your accent. And I figured out that I could do more than cultural education. I could help the immigrants adapt to the culture and assimilate with the community and find them guidance and counselors to help them, and that worked. And I had found something bigger, and I was growing as a person, and someone else was growing with me because someone was there to do it for me, so I was there to do it for them. And when I was done college, I thought, what else am I gonna do? I don't have a financial backing. I don't have a school to do it for me. Oh, by the way, that was me when I was limber and everything. I need to talk to Orange Theory to get me back to that. That's not me anymore. So when I got out of college, I got down again. My confidence went down because I was known and I was doing all these things for people and I was helping them. And everybody's asking me, Winnie, can you do this for us? I don't have the resources. And luckily enough, Gloria Cajo, the founder of GK Fox Foundation, found me and she said, hey, Winnie, Would you like to join the team, GK Fox Foundation? I said, what is GK Fox Foundation? And she explained that it's a nonprofit that focuses on providing education, entrepreneurship, and providing scholarships to African women from first to third generation and immigrants. And I said, yeah, I want to join. She said, oh, by the way, I ran Miss Africa Utah. Would you like to start a Miss Africa Idaho? I said, no, I don't want to do a beauty pageant. That is women objectification. And she said, no, it is not a beauty pageant. It's a cultural educational scholarship where you get helpers to help you with what you're doing. So instead of you teaching about Kenya, you get other girls from other countries to teach the community about the other countries. I said, oh, that sounds like a good idea. But then I'm dealing with ladies that have had trauma. I'm dealing with ladies that the confidence is so low. I'm dealing with ladies that have extra confidence, and I don't know how I can compensate that. So many things. There's different kinds of pressure that you need to give. So if I give too much pressure, you might break. If I do little, I am undermining your potential. So the first year was a gamble, but we had 4 girls, and they bloomed like roses. They bloomed 4 years, and I realized the power of a title, the power of recognition, that you're beautiful, you can do this, you have a purpose. You put on a sash, you put on a crown, you pack her up, and you walk and you teach people, and you have a purpose. I realized how much that changed. You didn't have to be a queen. You could be just a contestant, but you already won because you have a title. You're Miss Congo, you're Miss Zambia, you're Miss Rwanda. Out of the whole state of Idaho, you're Miss Rwanda? Ooh, I can be a role model for the Rwandese. You know, that title was relevant because that specific community of the Congolese or the Rwandese or the Cameroon, they can see, oh, we have a Cameroonian who's representing us, and she's beautiful. I can be like that. I can be proud of my skin. Maybe I don't have to bleach my skin anymore. Maybe I need to be comfortable in my blackness. I need to be comfortable with who I am. I need to be comfortable being Cameroonian, and I need to teach people about my Cameroon heritage. And it was so powerful because the ladies turned from being just members of the community to being active members of the community because someone saw something. The community saw something. The ladies were vulnerable enough to showcase their culture, their outfits, their talent, their dancing, and giving the community facts about their country. And it created a conversation because someone would come and say, hey, I have visited Congo once. Tell me more about it. I saw you did this and that. I went on a mission there. I loved what I saw there. And they created that conversation. We're talking about bridging a gap that no one ever crossed. The ladies now could talk to the other crowd, and the other crowd could talk to the others. It was positive globalization at its best. That's what I call. Shelley told me to patent that. I'm going to talk to her about it. Don't take it. I just shared it. All right. So the ladies were so wonderful, and each year I'm learning something. They started attending events that they would otherwise not attend, hosting events, being speakers. Would have little girls say, I've never seen a black princess before. Black or white, whichever color it is, they'll come and say, I've never seen a princess like this. Can I take a picture? Can I do this? And it was so empowering for the girls too to be recognized, to say, I see you. The power of I see you. The power of the community saying, we see you, we support the program, we want you to be a part of it. I mean, that's why I'm speaking here. I mean, you guys see me, I hope. You know? Yes. And it went on for the girls hosting big events, fundraisers and money raising, street dinners, and I'm over time and I know and I'm working on it. They started hosting fundraisers. Before you know, they're hosting urban cultural shows. And instead of getting professional models, we get people on the street, the community members that feel, I cannot be a model. But then we don't make clothes for always size 2s. Let's make clothes for size 2, size 0, size 10, size XXL, I don't know, anything. And the designers The designers are people that didn't believe in themselves. So the girls now are not just doing something for themselves, but they're doing something for the community. And I grow with them each and every year. There's power in reaching out and saying hello and smiling. Not the Fred Meyer smile that you don't, hello. And I mean the power of hello. How are you doing? There's power to that. It's not creepy at all. It's welcoming. It's not creepy. I mean, every time I'm in the store and I see a black person, there's not many of them, I make sure we have that contact. I don't know, because it's not many. And if you see that, and you never know what level someone is in, it's our time as leaders to go back in the ground and find that rare gem. And when you find that rare gem, put the right kind of pressure. You never know what you're gonna get. Produce the best leaders you can ever have. And that's why most of us are here, because someone believed in us. Someone didn't know we were struggling, but they said the right thing at the right time. And that's why these ladies are thriving. Thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun.